Hello my friends, today I'm bringing you another studio vlog. We're going to be doing some crochet projects, but not just any crochet projects. Of course, they are going to be some spooky Halloween fall themed projects yet again. I'm so sorry if you're getting tired of this spooky content. I just love October so much, and I promise we'll get back to some regularly scheduled content soon, but for now, we're gonna continue on with this spooky trajectory. If you're new here, hi, my name's Erica. I love any and everything yarn related, and here on my channel I like to do crochet tutorials, studio vlogs, really anything yarn related, as I just said. So if you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing and hanging out some more. If you're not new here, then welcome back. I'm so excited to be spending some time with you this week. Excited is the word of the day, guys. I wasn't even going to film a studio vlog, but then something came in the mail and I just had to. If you watched my first episode of Cozy Crochet Club, as well as my 25 Halloween patterns I have to make this spooky season, then you would know that I am dying to make the Lost Souls Shawl. And I actually ordered some yarn from Hobie, and I did not think it was going to come in time. I ordered it on the 27th, and it actually ended up coming 2 days ago. So it arrived within 1 week. And I know somebody commented on my Cozy Crochet Club that they had to wait literally a month for their yarn to come, but that was not the case, guys. And I'm so excited about it. So we're gonna open this package up. I'll show you guys what I got, but if you were watching the Cozy Crochet Club, you kind of already have an idea of what I ordered. And then we're gonna get working on the Lost Souls Shawl. And then I think I also want to finish the pumpkin bucket hat that I started working on. It's a pattern from Nat Giso. I am pretty much almost done with it. I just need to add like the stem and then a leaf. And then I think I might make one more bucket hat because I had a lot of fun making that one and it was really quick. And now that I've purchased the pattern, I can just swap out the colors and do whatever I want. So let's start this vlog off with a yarn haul. Everybody loves a yarn haul. I've only ordered from Hobby, is it Hobby, once before, and I am just dying to open this yarn up. All right, guys. Ah! Okay. I'm not gonna open this up, but if you guys watched my mystery box unboxing video, that was a lot of fun, and I got a recommendation from one of you to do the mystery bags. So I did order a couple of Hobby mystery bags that I am dying to open with you guys, but we are not gonna do it today. We're gonna do that in a separate video on its own. And then I also ordered, wait a minute. What is this? Okay, so the first yarn is Mocktail, and it says just color 5 on here. It doesn't have any further details. If you watched my Cozy Crochet Club podcast, then you would remember that I said I wanted to order this in the purple colorway. So I'm scratching my head because now I am slightly remembering actually being really excited about this colorway. So I think as I was getting ready for the podcast, I must have misremembered which yarn I ordered. Regardless, I am so excited about this color. It's beautiful, and my plan is to knit a beanie with this. It is a number 4 medium weight yarn, and it is 50% acrylic, 47% wool, and 3% polyester, and it does feel really nice, you guys, and the colors are just so vibrant. So I got 2 of those to make a little beanie out of. So that's a little bit of a goof on my part, but not too bad. Now, this is the yarn I'm very excited to work with. This is the Halloween twister yarn in the color Ghouls. I remember it, I think it's Ghouls. And this is what it looks like. It's almost like that mandala effect. It is a weight 2 fine yarn, 55% cotton, 45% acrylic, and oh my goodness, is it thin. I might have overestimated how quickly I could get this shawl done. Today is, what is the date? How much time do we have left till Halloween? Today is October 6th, guys. I think we have enough time to do this, I really do. But this yarn is so thin, and I do think I'll use the whole skein. So I need to get to work on this ASAP if I want to get this done by Halloween. And then I ordered these 2 Christmas Universe yarns. And I hate that they don't have the colorway written on the skeins, but this one is color 22 if you guys are looking online, and I'm going to make the Acor shawl with this. I got this color for myself, and then I purchased this color for my mother-in-law. I really like how this color is showing up on camera. They're both just so beautiful and vibrant, and I love the gold flecks in this one, and then how this one has more of an emerald. And these are both, let's see, a weight 1 super fine yarn. This is 98% acrylic, 2% polyester. I'm not sure why I'm gravitating towards all these really fine yarns for these shawls. I think they're going to have gorgeous drape, but oh my gosh, they're gonna be some lengthy projects. And looking at how small this little thing is, I'm feeling like maybe I needed to order a little bit more. Did I even look at the pattern? One second. Guys, I needed to order 2 of each. What was I thinking? Okay, I'm gonna have to place another order soon, but fortunately we have so much time before these need to be made. That just kind of sucks because $50 gets you free shipping, and I do not want to spend another $50 when I just placed this order. I don't know what in the world I could have been thinking ordering just 1 skein of each of these. I definitely needed more, so I'll have to go back and do that before the holidays come, but at least I have an idea of what they look like. I am gonna get working on this shawl this evening. I just got home from work and was so very excited to break this package open with you guys. I had been waiting for a couple of days and just could not wait any longer. So I'm gonna settle in a little bit, maybe eat some dinner, and then I will check back in with you guys when we actually start to crochet. Hi guys, Devin is sitting next to me eating a cucumber, so I'm sorry if that's a little bit loud. But he's just here for moral support. So I did actually get started on the shawl, and I was using the free YouTube tutorial by Jonna Martinez. I did purchase the written pattern from Marietta Roy's Ravelry for $7.50, but honestly, I haven't even referred to that yet. I feel like it's a little distracting having you on the camera.
For you or for them?
For everybody.
Okay. You want me to leave?
Yeah.
Okay. It's good seeing everybody.
So where was I? Basically, I purchased the pattern. I haven't used the written pattern yet. I've only been using the YouTube tutorial, and I was a little bit nervous using this size G crochet hook because it is really small, and the yarn is, I think, the thinnest that I've ever worked with, being a size 2, but it's really not been too bad, and I am loving the way that this is turning out. The video tutorial is actually free, and this person, Jonna Martinez, she got permission from the original pattern designer to make this YouTube tutorial. So if you don't feel like shelling out the $7.50 and you can stomach working off of a YouTube tutorial the whole time, or maybe you even prefer that, which is what I'm doing up until this point, then you can do this for free. You do not have to pay for the pattern, which is so nice. I am really liking this pattern so far. I love the way that the little skull motif turned out the first one. Now I'm adding in these 2 on the sides, and it will just continue to expand. I can see how this is a very meditative project, and it's gonna be even more meditative as my colors start to shift and change. So far, so good, you guys. This pattern is pretty easy to follow, especially with the video tutorial. So I'm gonna keep on working on this, and I'll check in with you guys a little bit later. Ooh. Look at how cute this is turning out, you guys. I love the way that this pattern is working up. I am definitely getting excited to move on to the next color. I don't know how much of this is going to be in orange. I feel like based on the Reddit photo, since they use the exact same yarn, it's going to be quite a bit in orange and then not a whole ton in black at the top. But that is the thing about these self-changing yarns. I get so excited to move on to the next color, and then that lasts for a little while, then I'm ready for the next one again. But it keeps it really fun and fresh and interesting. I did print out the written pattern that I had purchased, and I have to say, I think it's well worth the money to have the written pattern. It's been really nice because now I'm getting used to the repeat rows, and there's I think like 7 repeat rounds, so I honestly didn't think that I was going to get into a groove. I thought it was very much going to be like very strenuous or involved the entire time, but I really am at the point now where I'm kind of recognizing what needs to go where when, and I can actually watch Netflix and relax, and that's really nice. I've been watching the new Love is Blind season. I also feel like if you just stopped right here, this would make for such a cute little like skull handkerchief or bandana. There's so many different things that you could do with this motif pattern, but I am excited to see it worked up as a shawl. Hopefully I can get it done with enough time before Halloween that I can get some good use out of it. If not this year, then definitely next year. Then I also did go to Michael's because I didn't work this up on camera. This was before I started filming, but I had worked on this bucket hat. It's the pumpkin bucket hat from Nat Giso, and on this there's going to be a brown stem and a green leaf, and I knew that I had like tan or light brown yarn, but I really wanted it to be in the dark brown like she has in her photos. So I did go to Michael's, and I'll insert the little montage here. Guys, it's only October 8th and look at the Halloween section. It's already gone. A travesty. I feel like Thanksgiving deserves more than being stuffed in this corner. Maybe when we have a yard. Oh, yeah, we did go to Michael's, and I ended up picking up just this. This was the Impeccable yarn in chocolate, and I hate buying yarn for one little tiny detail like a pumpkin stem. However, now that I have purchased this bucket hat pattern, I saw that she also has a very cute dark brown one with orange pumpkin Mickey ears kind of inspired on it, and so I wanted to make that as well. So I felt like this was a good investment. It was $3, and I can make another one of these in brown. I feel like I usually do not like how bucket hats fit on me, but with this one, I think it actually fits really cute. It's not ginormous, and I think that this could actually be really cute to wear to horror nights. And I don't know if I mentioned that already in this video, but I am going to horror nights this Saturday. So I have a 5.5 hour drive on the way there, and I would love to bring a project with me in the car. This would be probably a little bit, I mean, I might bring it and see how I feel, but I feel like working on a bucket hat might be even better because it's pretty mindless and you don't have to read a lot, and I get kind of sick when I read in the car, and even looking down at crochet might be questionable, so we'll see if this actually happens, but this will be my car ride project if I don't get sick. So yeah, I'm gonna continue to work on this one, and I'll check back in with you guys when I have made a little bit more progress. Hi friends, it's a couple Saturdays later after I last checked in with you guys. We were going to Hollywood Horror Nights, and I have not gotten to film since then, but we had so much fun that weekend. We ended up driving down early Saturday morning. We stayed all day, and we got to the park in there around like 2 p.m. So we got to ride all of the rides, and then we did the Horror Nights part in the evening, and that was so much fun. We also had the express lane, which is pretty pricey, but it was so worth it. If you're going to go do the experience, I really do recommend the express lane, even if it costs a pretty sizable amount more. Reason being, when we went, we got to ride all of the rides that we wanted to, even just getting into the park at 2, and it's not like, for those of you that are familiar with Genie Plus at Disneyland or Lightning Lane, where you still wait quite a bit of time and the time goes up if the line in the regular general line is longer. It was not like that at all. there were haunted houses that were like 2-hour wait, and we walked in and had it in like 5 minutes, and that was the whole night. So we got to do every single thing in the park that we wanted to do. And if you do general admission, I think you're going to be waiting around a lot, and you probably won't get to do everything you want. And so I think the cost per house is probably a little bit more expensive, and definitely the time that you take to do it, but it was just so fun. The drive down there was 4.5 hours. On the way back, it took us 7.5 hours to get back just because we left later and the traffic. So if you're making the drive from Northern California down to Los Angeles area, definitely leaving earlier in the morning is well worth it. Otherwise, you're gonna be sitting in a little bit of traffic. However, that did give me a bit of time to work on my project in the car. So I do wanna show you guys where I got to, and keep in mind, I also worked on this throughout the week afterwards. This was not all done in the car at all, but this is where I'm at on my Lost Souls shawl, and I am so happy to finally see the color changing happening and the purple coming in. It was like working with this yarn that's color changing. It was just like each row, I'm like, when do I get to see the color change? I was so anxious and eager for it, and I'm very happy to finally see that happening. I also feel like this yarn really does ombre in such a beautiful way, and I'm not sure if you can tell on the camera, but down here where I started is like a much brighter orange color, and then as it goes up, it turns into a little bit of a, hi moon, thank you for your appearance. It turns into a little bit of a darker orange, and then it ombres up into the purple. And I'm realizing the reason that this is called twister yarn is because of the way that it's constructed. It's got an orange thread fiber, that's probably not the right terminology, but you know what I'm saying. It's got the orange fiber and then the purple fiber, and they are twisted together. And I'm getting a little bit nervous that we are not gonna finish this project in time. It's probably like 2 weeks out until Halloween, and I still have quite a bit of yarn left to go. This is really thin yarn, so it is taking me quite a bit of time, but this vlog might just be yet again another single project follow along. I really wanted to work on the bucket hat, and I hope that we get to at least finish the pumpkin bucket hat. These ones I can still work on in November, and I feel like they're fitting. However, this one I really got to get done before October 31st. So we've got a lot of work to do. My thoughts on this yarn so far: I really do enjoy the way that it's looking. The one thing that is irking me is from the back, and I don't know if you could tell, there's just a lot of ends that I'm going to have to weave in, and this is because there were so many factory knots. And it's not just when the color changes, although there definitely is a factory knot each time the color changes, but I'm also noticing it just at random other times. So that's the downside, but it is a beautiful yarn. It is working up gorgeously, and I think because it's such a thin weight, it has a really beautiful weight. It has a beautiful drape to it, and I think it's only gonna get better with blocking as well. So let's get to work. I'm so happy to just have all Saturday today to work on my project and relax. So let's go ahead and start doing that now. How cute is this woman, huh? How cute is this lady? Okay, quick, I'm taking a quick break in my crocheting to show you guys the factory knot because it's finally come up. But look at this, you guys. That is not very sturdy. Look at, that is all that's being attached. Why is it not needing to be done on the whole piece of yarn, but only on these like tiny 2 little threads, and then everything else seems to be in one cohesive piece? I don't know. I'm just very confused. I don't like it. I'm gonna have to cut this and weave it in again. And I have so many freaking ends to weave in, guys. I'm so over that. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Anyway, I just wanted to take a break and show you guys that. Hello, my friends. It's been a little while since I last checked in with you guys, and I have been working away on this shawl. And let me tell you, it has been quite the project. I'm about 10 days out from Halloween now, and it's been taking up so much time. But the good news is we are finally almost done, and I'm at kind of a critical point in the shawl. So I wanted to just talk through it with you guys to decide what I'm gonna do next, because I have two decisions I could make. So here is where the shawl is at, and I think it looks so beautiful. Honestly, it almost looks like it's finished right here. The thing is that I actually didn't realize that the finishing rows needed to be different from the ones that I just worked. So all that to say, I either need to frog backwards and then add the finishing rows on, or I need to just keep going and hope that this is enough yarn and make it an extra super duper long shawl. Because this pattern just says like to work up until the length that you want it to be. This is the length of the shawl currently. So if I were to frog it backwards and add the finishing rows in, it would finish right here. Like this is exactly how long it would be with the finishing rows. So I don't know, do I make this like an extra super duper long shawl? It's probably gonna go down to like here if I do that, I would assume. And I think that I have enough yarn to finish it, and then it would also include the black, which I like, but I'm really nervous now that I just said that I would not have enough yarn. I think that I would. I think we would be okay. Yeah, I think we would be okay. So I think I'm gonna do that. I really could regret this so much, because then I'm gonna have to frog out like 12 rows. And that takes a long time, but I do want this to be like a bigger shawl, and I want the black to show up in it, but I don't know, that might be the wrong decision, you guys, because when I do block it, obviously it might stretch quite a bit. Do we frog it? Do we go backwards? I need a moment to think off camera, hang on. I talked to Devin and I showed him the shawl at the point that it's at now, and he said he thought that I should stop, frog it, go backwards, and stop at the length that I was already at. And I have to be honest, I do agree. I think I was just being a little bit stubborn and trying to convince myself that I would like it if it was longer, but the truth is, I think I would regret it and then end up probably frogging double the work back. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna frog this out so that way we can add in the finishing 6 rows, and then we're done. I have so many ends to weave in because I hate how this yarn was joined in, and I talked to you guys about it a little bit, but I just really did not like the way that they have the yarn joining in, and it's just gonna be a nightmare to weave in. But such is part of the craft. I think this is the correct decision, and I can't wait to see this when it's all done. So I'm gonna go frog this, and then I'll probably check back in with you guys when I am about to start weaving in my ends. Hello, my friends. I have a very exciting update. Last I checked in with you, I said I was gonna check in when I was doing the weaving in of the ends. Well, I went ahead and did that off camera. We all know what weaving ends looks like. It's not that fun. I just wanted to get it out of the way. But I am so in love with this finished shawl, you guys. Let me tell you what I did before I show you how it looks on the body. So I know I mentioned I was going to tear back a few rows and do the finishing rows from there because I didn't want the shawl to get too long. And then I was thinking, what the heck, I want this to look like a blanket that you actually get to wear. So when I was trying on the shawl initially, I was putting it on so that it was like gonna be draped over my shoulders like this. And like, who do I think I am? I would never wear a shawl like this. Not that it doesn't look cute, but it's not functional. I would just want it to like hang over my shoulders, much more like this, and have like some extra room up at the top so that way it could just like flow and not feel like it's falling off my shoulders all the time. And when I did that, it raised this back point up so much further up my butt, and I ended up realizing that I indeed actually wanted it to be long. So anyway, I kind of showed you the back, but look at the final product, you guys. I am really happy that I ended up adding on those extra rows. I think that this is the perfect length. It's like a comfortable wearable blanket, and I just love how the skull motifs turned out. I think they're beautiful. And then also, as I was like kind of thinking about how I wanted to finish this, I just paused, took a beat, actually looked at the pattern because I was in such a rush. I saw that there were 2 different pages for finishing the pattern, and I didn't know what that meant. And I honestly didn't want to be bothered to take the time. I was just gonna go with the first one and not even look at what the differences would be. But I'm so glad that I did take the time to see what are these 2 different pages meaning. So there was one method that was included in the YouTube video tutorial that was filmed by another crocheter on behalf of the designer of this pattern. Then she has another one. This page has the new pattern rows to finish off the shawl. There's no video tutorial. So I take it as like, this is the new and improved version, and the original version was just what she came out with the first time around. And the first version is beautiful, don't get me wrong. I can show you guys this because she actually already has it out in the free video tutorial, but this is what the finishing of the shawl would have looked like if I went with the original. And then this is how it looks like, and it's a very minor difference, but this is how it looks like when it was all finished up using the new method. And I just feel like it looks so much more seamless. It looks really integrated into the existing pattern and absolutely beautiful. So I'm really happy that I just took a moment to pause, slow down, and figure out what was going on because I love the choice that I ended up making. The only difference I made was instead of doing double crochets at the end, I just did a little single crochet border. I thought that it would look nice, and I felt like we already had enough length as it was. So this is her. I am in love. I'm very happy with it. All that is left to do now is to block this, and I think we're gonna do a steam block because it is 50% acrylic, 50% cotton. I also love doing a steam block because then you don't have to wait overnight for it to dry. It's really like around 30 minutes or something like that, and you have your finished product. But I'm really excited to see how these skull motifs just come to life once they're blocked. They are already beautiful, and the drape of this is already stunning because of the weight of yarn that it is. It's so light that it really does have a beautiful drape, but I can't wait to see what the block does because blocking is just pure magic. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go grab the blocking mats from downstairs in storage. We'll block this together, and I'm feeling so good after finishing. The serotonin or the endorphins or whatever you call them are going for me. I feel like we can actually get 1 or 2 more projects done in this vlog. I know we're getting so close to Halloween. I'm gonna have to edit this and get it up ASAP. So let's go ahead and get to blocking this, and then we'll work on the next project together. Project is now drying back over there behind me, so it probably needs about 30 minutes, give or take, to just rest. And now we're gonna move on to the finishing details for the orange bucket hat, finally. It's been weeks and weeks of focusing on that project, and I'm excited to do something else. All we need to do left for this hat is work on the stem, like I said, and the leaf. I also said that earlier. And I'm just using whatever leftover yarn I have from my sugar cookie Halloween sweater and the brown yarn that I purchased. And then we'll work on the next hat after that while we watch some Love is Blind and just settle in and get cozy. So let's get to work on the details. Look at how cute this turned out. I love the little curl here. It's just adorable. Let's see it on. Oh my gosh. I'm a little pumpkin head. That's adorable. I feel like I want to take all these things to like a pumpkin patch if possible. Do a little fashion show for you guys. We'll see. But I'm feeling good. This only took me like 20 minutes. I was in the middle of a Love is Blind episode and I did not even finish it. So I really was just putting on the finishing details. I have no purpose for making the brown one. I might sell it at a market sometime next year, probably, unless I do go to a November market. But I just want to make it. The first one was so fun to make, and it worked up so quickly that I want to do one more, but in this yummy espresso brown color with the pumpkin ears. So let's get started on that. I had to take a break or like come on here while I am watching Love is Blind. And if you don't watch this show, feel free to fast forward. But if you're interested and you don't watch the show, I'll just catch you up real quick. Basically, the premise of the show is they put a bunch of single people into these like pods, and there are enough men and enough women to date each other. They go into these pods for probably like a week, and they're like blind dating, but it's literally blind dating because you cannot see who this person is on the other side of the pod. I'm not going to explain this super in depth, but at the end of like 6 weeks, they have to make, or is it 3? I don't know. It's some crazy quick timeline. They have to make a decision on if they want to get married or not. So that's the premise. What I wanted to say about this season of Love is Blind is I just feel like they are pumping these people with too much alcohol, and it is very apparent this season. And it's, of course, they're all consenting adults. They're making the decision to do it, but I just feel like it's not very conducive to figuring out if you want to spend your life with somebody in such a shortened time span being drunk half of the time. Like, my face watching this season the whole time has just been, what in the world is going on? So anyway, it's keeping me a lot of company as I'm working up on my hat. This is going by so fast, and this pattern does go by really quickly because it's all in double crochet. I haven't even gone through one full episode. I've finished half of one and now I'm on the next half, so I do feel like this show is very entertaining to say the least, but of course, as we all know, reality TV, they do some things that are a little bit sketch to make for good TV. And the ethics of that, they're a little gray, iffy, or not even, they're just not great. But anywho, let's get back to working on the hat. I just wanted to take a moment to give you guys my thoughts on season 9. I'm on episode 10 right now, so I'm pretty behind. But man, there's just some craziness going on this season. I'm not gonna lie, I'm eating it up though. Okay, back to the project. Moon, do you think they're crazy too? Moon says he thinks that the Love is Blind cast is pretty wild this season, but he also said he's enjoying it. That's what he told me anyway. Okay guys, after like an hour and a half, I would say, maybe a little more, the bucket hat part is done itself, and I think it's looking good so far. Very similar fit to, I can't tell, does it look like a fedora? Very similar fit to the pumpkin bucket hat, but I think it looks really cute. Now we just got to finish the ears, and I'm getting quite tired, but I want to get this done tonight before bed, so we're gonna push to do that. I am done with the last bucket hat, and I think it turned out so cute. I am wondering if the ears are a little bit uneven. I mean, I think it's all good, but this is how it turned out. I think it's so cute, and I love the little pumpkin Mickey ears. I did use the same bucket hat like base pattern that I did. I purchased this one from Nat Giso, so I just used the same bucket hat for this like hat piece, and then she had the mini pumpkin ears as part of a baby hat tutorial up on her YouTube channel, so I'll link that in the description box down below if you want to do something similar. I just modified it so that way it would fit, like the pumpkins would be just a little bit bigger for an adult hat, although I think I might make them even just a little bit bigger next time. I still think it turned out really adorable. So we've got this hat done, which I love the curly Q on this pumpkin hat. And then I did take this off of the blocking mat and I'm very eager to see this on, but I think I'm going to ask Devin to take some video of me outside like we did with my sugar cookie sweater, just to capture all my fall makes out in the wild. But I am really tired, you guys. Oh, I just slammed the table, but I am really tired, guys. I think I'm gonna go to bed. Stay tuned for that footage to come after this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and hanging out with me while I made these 3 little fall makes. Thank you so much for holding me accountable. If you enjoyed this video, then please consider subscribing, liking, and I'll be back in the future with more crochet related content very soon. Thanks, bye!